I was telling him, I was like, who the hell eats kale? I said, well, kale is actually good for you. I mean, I don't really eat it. But I said, but you want to know what green tastes like? If you want to know what green tastes like, kale tastes like the color green. I was like, try it. Nah. He's like, dude, no way am I eating that shit.
He want them carrots over there.
Yeah. He saw me eating the carrots. You know, where the carrots at? Where's the carrots at? No, you ain't eat my carrot. Eat the kale. I'm in pretty good shape, but that'll kick your ass, man. The main thing is get all these wood chips in here. Let's get that stuff in here. I got to get real heavy organic matter into the soil. Plus, I got to get that lime and calcium. So I'm going to put the camera down for a while. I'm going to go put some more lime on this row and dirt booster out here while they're doing this. Hey guys, Doc. I could probably make about a 4-hour video right now, and I know you don't want to watch a 4-hour video. I've been out here for the past 2 weeks. I really haven't posted any videos because we've been so busy. So we're working on the lawn, we're working on the cabin, we're working on the garden up here. I got so much that's been going on. I've been shooting and shooting and shooting. I just haven't had time to put it on video, to be honest. Plus, I get up every morning at 5 a.m. and go sit in the deer stand for a couple hours because it's the rut. It's deer season and all the boys are chasing girls, so it's the time to hunt. This looks great. Okay, let me summarize what has happened. We are in a severe drought. If you look at the drought map, our area is classified as severe drought. The past 3 months have been horrible. We are about a 9 to 10 inch deficit on rainfall for the year. That's bad. Thank God for the irrigation systems I have in place right now. This is the perennial rye. It looks great. I've cut this several times. I am going to put up, I did a spike aeration. We cut this, I did a spike aeration. I have a spike aerator. Spike aeration put out green shocker, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just doing green shocker on this right now. And this looks phenomenal. I'm very happy. Next is all the cabling and infrastructure for this cabin that's over there that we have popped in. So what we had to do is we had to trench from here all the way around that pump house and all the way down to the cabin. And what do we put in? We put a 1-inch water line, tied it into our main well system. That's number one. Number two, we ran a big underground power cable over there, so I could even have 240 over there. Then, while we were doing that, since I got a trench opened up, I went ahead and ordered a 2224 direct burial underground cable for the solar, because I'm assuming at some point I'm going to put solar on that roof, because that's really the only true south-facing roof I have. This is that cable right here. It's a big, massive cable. So this is the extra, and then it runs under the ground and runs over there, and I got a big spool over there that's extra next to the cabin. So that's all in place. That was done this week. Then we're winterizing the garden, and let me go up here. I guess I'll just walk up here and tell you what's going on with the garden. So we're winterizing, so you understand, because I can't put everything up. We have extremely high potassium here on this field. Potassium is a flattener, and it causes like a concrete layer at about 10-12 inches. You can't get a shovel into the ground. Matter of fact, we were trying to get the metal posts out of the ground. They weren't coming out from the garden. John had to go dig each one of those posts out of the garden. It's just absolutely crazy. So we take wood chips, we pre-compost them with manure, dirt booster, and we let them pull in a whole bunch of nutrients and nitrogen. And then we put that on our rows. We put dirt booster down, a little bit of lime down. Then we till that, just those rows, because we're a no-till operation. We don't ever leave raw dirt, so there's always roots in the ground. We put wheat straw, and then that's it for the winter. It's done up here. So there's the house down there, the pond. You can see our rain event that we have moving in, the barn, and then the fields up here. So this is one of the first rain events we've had that's a true rain event. We're supposed to get close to 2 inches of rain. We're gonna have thunderstorms. I'll probably lose some trees again, but I want to come up here and show you. These fields just look absolutely gorgeous. If you wonder why the deer love this place, these fields are filled with everything they love: clover, cereal rye, turnip, I even put some Austrian winter peas, and I got that field, and even up in the cornfield now that we cut down the corn. So again, what I've done, because you might get a little bit confused, we're a no-till. We keep clover on all aspects of this 100% of the time. But our planting rows, we have to get tons of organic matter in here to break up this rock hard concrete clay. So composted wood chips, dirt booster, a little bit of lime, till that twice as deep as we can get it, cover it over. That's it. It's done for the winter. It's going to sit there. Next year I can just come back and plant in here. The soil biology be great. This is actually coming alive right now. If I stick a probe in here, it's actually nice and warm. This will actually stay alive all winter long. The turnips in here, I'm leaving my I've got turnips, carrots, kale, all kinds of green in here, and as long as I don't get a hard freeze, they'll actually survive. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, we don't use fertilizers. The only thing we use is dirt booster. But I want to show you here. Look at this. Is crazy. So that's a pretty nice one. But dude, look at this one. Dude, is that crazy or what? Look at the size of that thing. That thing is just massive. And look at the green. That is just crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's all in here. And again, this is done without any fertilizer. You talk about good eating. If you like collard greens, these taste just like collard greens, by the way. I'm gonna put it out here and let the deer eat it so it doesn't go to waste. Anyways, we're in a rush. We have our first major rain event, supposedly close to 2 inches of rain coming in. It's going to start like at 5 or 6 o'clock tonight, and it's going to go all the way through tomorrow. So like I said, this perennial rye is about the only thing we can get to take back here. We put everything down, but there's very, very little sunlight. Maybe 3 to 4 hours of full sun, except for the summertime. In the summertime, it'll get about 6 to 7, maybe 6 or 7 hours. That looks good. So in case you're wondering, my spike aerator, which I can switch out the tines, I just went over this area here and you can't even tell. I have sort of the golf green spikes in it. Let me go down here where I have some dirt from the damn dogs. See the holes? And that's just enough to allow water to infiltrate, air to infiltrate, fertilizer. So I'm gonna do this. I may even do 2 passes on this, to be honest. I really want to open this up because it's really done well doing this aeration. Jesse's over there cutting up some junk boards. Green chalker, got it? 712, as fine as salt. As soon as it gets wet, it turns into a liquid, goes into the ground. So dry ground, green chalker, run your irrigation. Even before a rain, put a little irrigation on it. As soon as it starts to rain, what's the first thing that's gonna go into the ground? The first part of the rain and this. Once your ground gets saturated, then it's going to run off. So you don't want to do that with any product. You don't want to do that with pre-emergent. I stress that all the time. Dry soil, put down a treatment, and then start irrigating. Even if you have a rain coming, because if I start off with a heavy downpour, clay soil is going to lock up pretty quick. That infiltration rate is going to go to 0. So I'm going to put down green chalker. I'm going to run my irrigation. It'll turn to water. It'll start to go into the soil. As soon as it rains, it's going to go down in. Can't stress that enough. And let me show you just how fine this is. If you don't know, most of you guys do know, but I'm going to show you anyway. So that's green shocker. See it? It's just like salt. And that's how, the only way you can put down a mild fertilizer is to have super fine particles. This is basically a Gulf green fertilizer. That's what this is. Very mild, small particles, instant release, no stoppage of play. That's one of the keys to it. But this, I mean, this is all I've been using out here, green shocker. I am going to put out some of the new 2024 fertilizer. I'll do that probably in a couple weeks based on the weather. And man, that stuff is phenomenal too. Anyways, more on that later. But the nice thing is I've done a full aeration, and you can see, look at this. There's no cores. There's all kinds of holes in here. And I'm about to put down green shocker and rain. Perfect. It's going to go in. I keep getting rain alarms on my watch, so I know rain's coming here soon. A lot of people ask me, why, Doc, if green shocker is like a liquid, why don't you just use a liquid? Time. Cut open the bag, put it in. I've done my whole yard in 3.5 minutes. Done. I don't have to mix anything. I don't have to get out bottles. I don't have to get the hoses. It's done. This is why I love green shocker. Absolutely perfect. And then this is going to look kind of ugly, but I want it to look ugly because I want to bring it down. I want all this organic matter on top. I want it really low so this new seed can come up and germinate. Come up and get some sun. This older germination, this light green you see out here, I'm not really that worried about. It's this new germination that I want exposed to the sunlight. So the fact that we have all this organic leaves and grass on it's actually kind of good. So I was just telling them this is going to look kind of ugly, but what I want, I've got seed down here that's just starting to germinate, and I want all these leaves and organic matter on top of that, sort of hold everything and keep it moist. And I want that new seed to be able to come up and get sunlight, and it can't do that if I've got all this upper stuff, leaves and tall grass. That's why we keep cutting it low, because we want that new seed to be able to come up and reach it. So this will be kind of ugly. Well, the saying is maybe later in the week we'll go down and we'll rake that area down there once the seed starts to germinate and get all the wood and everything out of there, so that we can actually cut that far area too. All right, so we got a hand dig around my irrigation, which is here, and then there's a power line that runs down to the dock, so we're having to try and dig those out. I got to put these two to work now, clearing a lane back here. Then I'll come back and finish up this trenching. And we got to finish up a gate. One of my gate posts got knocked down by an excavator. Got to put that back up. And we got to come cut grass. John got here. He's going to cut this natural area back here. I got a bunch of cheap annual ryegrass put down here, so it's good to actually mulch up these leaves and leave these leaves on it. But it should be germinating. It's starting to germinate right now. So as you can tell, I've had a busy couple of weeks. It's been kind of brutal. I'm ready for a break. I'm over here at the cabin, and isn't that a nice view? Doc, you should make this an Airbnb. Yeah. So I'll take you inside in a second, but I wanted to show you. I actually got a coat of stain down on this floor because it's been dry, and the rain was coming. So I went ahead and put a real heavy coat of stain on this floor, and I love this color. I used it back on one of our bridges over here. But on the railings, I want the railings to kind of contrast. So we're actually gonna, if you ever have a fence or I guess a fence or deck and you want it white, you actually don't paint it. You actually use a solid white stain. Now we did this at the beach house. The picket fence we had built down there, we actually put solid white stain. Now if you ever want to go back and paint over that, you can paint over the solid white stain, but your first coat, if you want it white, on a pressure treated wood like this, should be that solid white stain that'll absorb in. Let me just walk you through real quick. First of all, every part of this whole property in here, from the fields all the way through the lawns, all has its kind of winter seating in place. And I've just been waiting for a rain event like this. I mean, it's just rain for 24 hours. It's absolutely perfect. So let me just pop in here and I'll show you what's going to happen here. I have had a lot of experience with wood floors over the past 3 years between the beach house and this house, and I've learned a lot. As an example, LVP has to be really temperature controlled. You have expansion and contraction, so you don't want real high temperature variances. That's not going to happen here. Engineered hardwoods, we used a real high-end oak engineered hardwood on the downstairs. You have to have humidity control, under 12% for the install, and those are actually glued and then installed. So I'm never going to have a humidity control here. This is just an open bottom. It's not going to be enclosed. And I don't want to put something down that's going to trap moisture in my subfloor and not let it breathe. So I've thought about this over and over. And initially I was going to put down a vapor barrier and then put down some kind of flooring. And I said, you know what? I actually want my subfloor to be able to breathe. So if it does pick up any moisture, I want that moisture to be able to move out of there. I don't want to have to worry about temperature control. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to take deck boards, 5/4 deck boards, just like this, 5/4 thick by 6-inch wide, and we're going to put deck boards in here. Remember, we don't want this to look finished. We want this to look like a rustic kind of cabin. So that's what we're going to do in here. We're going to carry this same sort of look on the inside. And get ready for the metal roof rain sound. There's no better sound than rain on a metal roof. So I have power in here. I have the plumber is going to come run all my water system in here. The electrical is going to come back and he is going to finish up the electrical work. We're going to put in a bunch of other stuff in here. I'm going to put a small, I might do a tankless water system in here. I'm debating because the amps are pretty high on those. So I'm kind of debating that right now. Little kitchen area over here. I've already got all my cabinets picked out. We're going to do a butcher block top over there. We're going to put a wall right up in here. 48-inch back here. The wall's only going to come up this high. We'll have a little bathroom over here. A door here. This will be some closet area. I'll have a TV, a mini split over here, and then right here will be a cabinet that actually, when you open that cabinet, it looks like a dresser. A queen bed actually pulls out here. So if someone wants to stay, we'll have a sitting area over here, a little bistro set over here. We're going to sheetrock this whole thing, and then I'm going to do some wood accents on top of that sheetrock. So it'll be really cool. Again, I want this to look really rough and rustic. I do not want it to look finished. You got it? So that's the whole point of this. I want it to look rustic. But what a great little place. Like if my brother comes up and wants to hunt for a few days, he can stay here. You know, a guest can come over and stay here for a few days if anyone wants, but I'll probably shoot some videos over here. We'll do some studio stuff over here. It'll be really cool, but man, I've never been happier to be shooting in the rain. So hit subscribe because I've got all the work on this stuff I'll probably be putting up. In about a week, I'm going to show you the response to all this rain on these fields and all this grasses. It's pretty crazy. So anyways, I'm going to run back. Now, I will tell you, you can see this trench line. Yesterday, kingfisher over there. Yesterday, We came out here, we raked this, we repacked this down, because you always want to repack a trench line. It always sinks down. And then I put down a whole ton of seed on top of that trench line, so it worked out perfect. And finally, I think I can pick up all my irrigation hoses now and put those up in the barn for next year. But man, I'll tell you what. That's actually going to be a nice little place when it gets done. I'm going to put a little stone walkway out here. Someone can park up here or walk in, have their own little cabin over here. Maybe when the wife gets mad at me, I'll come spend some time over here. But man, it's beautiful out here. This rain is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just loving it. So anyways, guys, like I said, crazy video, all kind of hodgepodge stuff. But like I said, I've been just swamped with stuff to do. I'll talk to you later. Doc.